Hola cafeños, we are Cafe con Leche Travels. I'm David.
And I'm Travis, and we're obviously tired.
We like to torture ourselves and take flights that are at the crack of dawn.
But this week we are going to
Puerto Vallarta!
On a very early flight. So let's go! The sun's not even up, like at all. Luis is coming to get us bright and early. He is so dependable that he arrives before the sun comes up for our early morning flights. That was the quickest we've ever checked in.
It was so fast. I wish they were all like that.
Normally we stand there for 50 minutes, but we're in, we're out. Hey, Aeromexico, we see you.
Just so you know, an Uber cannot pick you up at the airport in Puerto Vallarta. So when you exit, go left and there is a pedestrian only walkway. And once you cross the street, there you can request your Uber.
The area just south of the airport is the Marina Vallarta, where they haven't had cruise ships docked for more than a year and a half. But 2 weeks before we came, they started coming again, and we saw this giant boat, which is great news for the local economy.
It is the morning of day 2. We were a little cracked out yesterday.
We thought we were jet lagged, but you can only get jet lag if you're crossing time zones. So we had travel fatigue. It is a real thing.
It was really special. We were both so tired we did nothing. We ate food and then we talked about how tired we were. We didn't film it because who needs to see that? But we are up and ready to go. Today we are going to the Palo Merida hike, which is supposed to be very beautiful. Hike up some rocks to some waterfalls. There's like 12 waterfalls, but the hikes get more and more difficult, so we'll see how many we make it to.
Should be hot. It is hot here in Puerto Vallarta, but the end result will be a refreshing waterfall.
But first, we're gonna go get some coffee.
So let's go.
So our Airbnb is in a great spot because it's close to the romantic zone, but it's not in the middle of all the kind of craziness. So I think we lucked out.
Yeah, we are walkable distance to just about every neighborhood, so it's great.
It's a good spot to explore everything. We were told to stay in the romantic zone, which I'm glad we didn't stay right in the middle of it.
Yeah, me too. Joys of being me. You know, just trying to sit down, that's all, and bump the table with my big thunder thigh.
It's always spilling something.
To get to the hike, we took the bus in front of the OXXO on Pasilio Badillo that had Misma Loa Boca on it.
We just took the orange bus up the highway about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Gorgeous drive.
Yeah.
The bay is on your right. It's just like beachfront properties are stunning.
It was very easy.
And we asked to be dropped off at the Rio Palo Maria, and we are here, although we don't see a Rio. So now we have to figure out how to do this hike. I think that's the Rio. Once you get off the bus, you cross the street and you're gonna see a sign that says Cascada. Follow that up the left side of the river. And apparently in about 20 to 25 minutes, we're gonna see our first waterfall.
Let's go!
So some of the hiking is underneath these really beautiful roots. But be prepared with some good shoes. And
yeah, the rocks are a little slippery.
This is so beautiful.
We made it to the first waterfall!
Look! I kind of feel like we're in that movie Romancing the Stone. You guys seen that? With Danny DeVito in the jungle. We are headed to the next waterfall. Apparently has a really nice swimming spot, so we'll see if we can make it there. And that is the biggest, scariest spider I've ever seen. It has like red, pointy things on the end of its legs. Ooh, it's a jungle out here.
So we got to a spot where we think we might have to cross the river to keep going to the waterfall.
So, pro tip, you should probably bring water shoes or a good pair of like Tevas. We just have some sneaks that are probably gonna get a bit wet and sandy, but it's just water. This water feels so good. And it's like sandy and not too rocky on the bottom. We found this really random deck and what looks like an awesome swimming hole. So now we're gonna swim. You guys, I often think, what is our life? But like, truly.
What is happening? This is so cool.
This is so beautiful and so refreshing.
Yeah.
Wow. This is worth the hike and the bug bites. On the way back, we decided to follow the fence that lines the river to the right if you're going up the river, the left if you're going back. It's a neighboring hotel, and the hike is much easier.
Much easier. We took the scenic route, so we got to show you guys up close things of the river and, you know, the rocks and stuff, but there is an easier path.
And if you're just looking to like get back, this seems like the quickest, surest way. It's still not very easy. Like you're still like up and down rocks and over and under logs and stuff, yeah. But it's a lot less complicated than figuring your way next to the river.
I fully walked into the river with my shoes on accident. So I'm walking in squishy shoes. You don't want to do that.
Yes, pro tip, if you're coming, bring water shoes.
Or shoes you just don't care about.
Yes, because it would be so much more enjoyable just to be able to walk in and out of the river kind of at will, as opposed to having to take your socks and shoes off and carry them over every time like we did.
And wear bug spray.
Yes.
The mosquitoes are alive and well out here, and they love some David.
We are walking on the Malecón. It's the boardwalk here in Puerto Vallarta, right next to the water, and it goes for about 2.4 miles. So we're just enjoying a nice stroll.
Yeah, there's tons of shops, restaurants, people are fishing, people are swimming, we're sweating. It's a beautiful day.
You wanna hold on?
No.
It's very friendly, it's very free.
So on the Malecón, there are tons of salespeople offering you restaurants and things to eat and adventures. David can't just walk past. He makes eye contact and talks. So he is back there. I've been waiting for about 5 minutes while he finishes up with his 14th salesperson of the day. He's too nice. I was timing him.
Oh.
What happened?
Nothing. I just was talking and being friendly with someone because that's how you treat people. And all he did was talk about what he was offering, and I said no thank you, and that was it.
We were told, maybe too late, that the end of September, October is the hottest time to visit Puerto Vallarta.
We just know how to pick the time to come to places.
And they're not wrong. If you're planning on it, just know it is the hottest time to visit. But you know what? We're from Merida, so we are sweating. But now we are going to watch the sunset in one of the best locations in Puerto Vallarta to watch the sunset.
Mirador, la Cruz del Cerro.
It involves hiking up some steps, so we will for sure be drenched. But it's a beautiful night, so why not?
I'm learning that we are like outdoorsy people. We love us some outdoor activity.
You turn left up these beautiful stairs and past a restaurant with a macaw named Lola, who is very busy eating her almonds, but she's 22 years old and she talks and dances, and they have a beautiful restaurant. So if you get hungry halfway up or halfway down, it's a great place to stop. Okay, that is where we're going.
Way up there.
And we're hoping it's not gonna rain when we get up there.
It probably will.
But you know what? It's not gonna be crowded. You guys, we're so sweaty.
That was so many steps.
It was steps in a sauna with the heat on. I am dripping, from head to toe dripping. But
Oh my God.
it is a view. It is a beautiful, beautiful view.
Yes.
And we will stay here until the sun sets and maybe the sun rises. Wow.
Or just roll back down.
This is the backside, and I think it's almost as pretty as the ocean. What do you think?
Yeah, this view is incredible.
This morning, we are rushing because
We are going to many, many beaches.
we're starting at Boca de Tomatlan, and we're gonna hike along the coast to Las Animas. But first, we have to get to a water taxi, which leaves in about 16 minutes from the pier. The first one is at 10 a.m. and we're trying to make that one, so we'll see what happens.
Let's go.
We couldn't get a taxi because it leaves at 11 and there's a storm coming, so we kind of want to make it back.
That's true to us.
We're renting a private boat for 1,200 pesos, which didn't feel too outrageous, but it is a beautiful day. We're on a boat. So these are Los Arcos, that's the medium arc, with pelicans all around it. So beautiful. Wow. This is the rainy season, and normally the water is crystal clear. You can see the bottom and fish and all the cool things. This is the snorkeling area. Okay, this is the start of the hike at Boca de Tomatlan. It is this cute little cove.
I'm ready to go.
Now we're gonna figure out how to hike. There are two little snack stands right after you get off the boat that we grabbed some snacks. Now we're gonna follow the river, which should have a little bridge on it somewhere that we cross to start the hike.
There's a less expensive option of taking the bus. That would have been 50 cents a person. But we opted to take a private boat, mainly for the experience, and it's a little bit quicker to get here.
And it was beautiful. It was 1,200 pesos for one way, or they offered 2,500 pesos to wait at Las Animas and pick us up, but we are gonna just adventure it back on some taxis and buses. So, but again, we could have done the whole thing for like $2 round trip. All right, so you follow the one road next to the river, and there's a little bridge that you cross to start the hike. We did it!
This bridge is bouncy.
Wow. Oh my gosh, look. Our boat taxi driver was telling us that all the houses along the coast here, those beautiful, beautiful houses, all of the materials had to either be boated in or hiked in. That's the only way to reach the building site, which is wild. There's a group in front of us that seem to have a guide and seem to know where they're going, so we're gonna try to stay within eye shot of them. Eye shot, is that a word? Vamos a la playa. Okay, I found the house we're gonna buy. I know we say this in every place we visit, but I think this is the one, you guys. So help us out by subscribing to the channel, tell your friends, and we'll have you all over once we close on it. My God, it's beautiful. Okay, this bridge seems a little scarier than the last one. You guys, look at these views. What? Okay, some trees did fall down in the recent storm.
But you just kind of maneuver yourself over, under.
This is fine, we're fine. It's a little muddy. Don't wear shoes that you care about. We did it. We're still doing it. It's about a mile to the first beach, we were told.
So there's a fork in the road in some areas, but thankfully there are some like orange arrows or orange stars on the trees nearby that kind of direct you where to go. So just keep a lookout for that, and that should steer you in the right direction. This brings me back to our first date. We met hiking in LA.
We did not sweat this much.
No, it was nothing like this.
But we've been hiking since day one, David.
And we have been going strong.
We love a good hike. We realize Puerto Vallarta has a lot to do in terms of eating and drinking. So like in the city, that seems to be some of the main attractions, and shopping. And you guys know we love to eat, big fans of eating. But we also like to work up an appetite. And Puerto Vallarta has no shortage of adventures for you to go on. Whether it's like hiking or sailing or kayaking or falling down this mountain while we try to film something. So this has been such a fun trip for adventures.
Whew. We're so close. Do not wear sandals. If you read any blog or anything that says you can, you shouldn't. You should close your toes. There's so many like rocks and like really kind of tight spaces. And maybe the rest of the hike might be a little bit easier and you can, but for this first half or first part, I would not suggest sandals.
We see the water and it looks blue and it looks cool and it is going to feel, just get me in it. You guys, this is awesome. Incredible. So that is a restaurant called Ocean Grill, which apparently has amazing seafood. We'll never know, but we can imagine because it is on the ocean and you boat up to it and have an awesome lunch. Pro tip, make reservations. That's what we've heard. But this hike was incredible to get in this water after.
We are headed to the next beach. That beach was incredibly beautiful. We went up the wrong set of stairs, so when you want to hike to the next beach, go to the stairs that look kind of like, am I supposed to go up those? How do you get up those? You just climb the black rocks and you go up the flight of stairs there and it'll take you to the next beach. The other nice set of stairs is to a beautiful woman's house, and we met her dogs who were protecting her, but she was very kind and she just kind of directed us to the correct place, and here we go.
So this is the second beach. It's beautiful. It's very small, very private, but I think we're gonna keep going to the next one because we're trying to get to everything before it starts raining, even though who could tell if it's raining because we're so sweaty. Okay, so this is a helpful map. We saw signs for Las Animas and we're like, we're here.
We're not quite here yet. There's actually a whole other beach before we get to Las Animas.
So the next stop is Playa del Caballo. It is time for a snack. I am so glad we got these at the little store. After almost 4 hours, we think we have found
Las Animas.
and it looks awesome. Just kidding, we are not in Playa Las Animas. This is Playa Las Caballos. So we're gonna keep going.
Still muy bonita.
It's very beautiful. Okay, now we did it. Now we're at Las Animas and it was worth it.
And it hasn't rained. We're under this amazing umbrella. We're getting ready to have some drinks, some guacamole. Yes. That was our time that we got to spend in Puerto Vallarta. And it was really hot a lot of that time and that great outdoor.
Like we said, our Airbnb was centrally located. We've loved it here. It's been super clean, super comfortable, has a great balcony, and a great location. Also has good internet for working remotely.
We were able to stay in the romantic zone. It is close to the hotel zone and Centro. All of that is within walking distance, so there is so much to do in the place that we decided to stay.
And we really only had a couple days where we didn't have to work. So what you saw was us exploring around Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, we're outdoorsy people, so for those of you that want to experience that, there's tons of that kind of things to do. If you want to eat, there is endless amounts of places to eat. If you want to shop, there's malls, and there's all types of vendors and gift places all over the place.
To be honest, when we first got here, we weren't sure how we felt about Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, I mean, because we're pretty much in the tourist area, so we were just like, this just feels resorty and touristy, and I don't know, and that's just not our vibe at all, but it's just because of where we decided to stay. And really, once you continue to walk around and see things, it kind of dissipates and you kind of become a part of the neighborhood.
And there are just so many things to do, cool adventures to go on, that we obviously have to come back.
Make sure you stay tuned for next week's video. You guys know that we love to eat all of the food. So we will be showing you some really great plant-based spots here in Puerto Vallarta.
And to find out information on everywhere we went and everything we did, check out our blog at cafeconlechertravels.com.
Please leave a comment below of some of the things that we didn't get to do in Puerto Vallarta, some of your favorite things to do in Puerto Vallarta, because I feel like a lot of people like to come here. So yeah, tell us your favorite spot so that when we come back, we can be sure to check that out.
All right, we come out with new vlog videos every Thursday. We are gonna be trying to drop videos throughout the week, so stay tuned for that. We have some more content coming your way, some Q&As, some how-tos, some behind the scenes.
We're thinking of calling it like a shot of or espresso.
Like a little coffee.
You know, a little coffee entendre.
That's not.
Is that not how you use that word? Entendre. That's not how you use it.
So, we're gonna call it coffee entendre. But anyway, we know that people have been asking for more content, and we both have full-time jobs that we work, but you know what? We're trying to make this our full-time job. So if you want to support us, you can join the Cafeño crew. Check that out on our website. It's a private group where you can get exclusive content and in-person meetups.
Yeah, get to know us a little bit better so we can get to know you a little bit better. Please make sure that you like and subscribe and all of the YouTube things so that you can stay in the know with what's going on. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
All right, here comes our tagline.
Hasta luego!
We'll see you next time.